How hard is it for you as a coach? Because I seen a clip of you. You was like, man, I ain't telling you to throw a million punches to just throw them. I'm telling you to throw a million punches. So when you get to 1,000,001, you already know what it is.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
often do you have to continue to reiterate that with the young fighters coming up?
I mean, every day, because you got to look at the game now. It's a lot of influence. So I could teach some good shit. You gonna go home, watch YouTube, and look at some shit you want to do. A lot of people think their style is, you know what I mean, what they see. No, your style is developed in the gym. You know what I mean? Your style is based off how you move, you know, how you react to things,
Yeah.
and how you see things. And what they don't understand is you see more than they see, because you've been around. I've been around boxing really almost all my life, but as a student, since I was 12 years old. I'll be 37 in a couple days. So I've been around this game a long time, and I know what a fighter look like. I know how fighters act. I know how fighters fuck with their brains. They tell themselves, you know, things. My bad. They tell themselves things, you know, that's not needed. You know what I mean? They just, sorry about that.
It's all love.
They just find reasons for shit. You know what I mean? It's just like life.
Yeah.
Like when things is happening, you wondering why. You know, what should I do? Why should I do this? Why? When sometimes all you gotta do is just do what I tell you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Just like our parents told us.
they look at something that's already a shiny product, but they still forget that shiny product had to go through a process to get to that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. And they hear these,
all diamonds need to be cut and crafted down to what we see. They don't just come out like that. They just come out looking nice, but what we end up seeing, it has to be crafted into.
yeah. And they looking at finished products and they don't get it. They looking at finished products, they don't understand it, and they like, well, I saw this. I saw, like, all right, for instance, I've been training a guy for a month, and he come in the gym and he asked me all these questions. He said, "Yo, you think I could turn pro?" I'm like, "How old are you?" I'm 35. I'm like, "You could, but I wouldn't expect, you know, too much out of your career. I mean, you could definitely fight, but they would try to use you as an opponent because of your age right away." You know, he like, "Oh, all right. Well, what you think?" I'm like, "You got to put some work in." So the guy started working. He was doing everything I told him. But then, just last week, he come in there. "Hey, Greg, what you know about Purnell?" I said, "What you mean what I know about Purnell? Like, what you talking about? What you think about him?" I said, "You don't need to watch him." He said, "Why?" I said, "Because everything Purnell do is not something that you teach somebody. It's he fight off of how he feel. You know what I mean?" I said, he a rhythm dude. I said, "You don't have that yet." He like, "How you gonna tell me what I had? That's my style. I like how it's slippery." I said, "No, you like that." I said, "But what he is something totally different." And you may not understand that for years, and you may not understand it now. I mean, up until you die, you don't know. So I let the guy train. I started seeing him working on all this shit, that I didn't implement just yet. But he working on it and don't know what he doing. So he like, "Gee, why you ain't saying nothing to me?" I said, "Cause you ain't with me today. You somewhere else." He's like, "What you mean?" I said, "You been at home watching YouTube. You know what I mean? You feel as though I'm not moving you along further enough, even though you only been with me a month, and you want to come in here and work on all this other shit." He like, "No, you told me to shadow box. I'm shadow box." I said, "Yeah, but when I had you shadow boxing, you working on your jab and you on the line. You only been here a month." He said, "So what you saying?" I'm like, you in there working on slipping." I said, "And that's based off of you watching Purnell." I said, "But you don't even understand it." So basically what I'm trying to say is it's very hard to train fighters because, for one, you got to get in their head. For two, you got to get somebody that really listen. You know what I mean? For three, you got to continue to keep them listening. You can lose interest, right? Fast. It can happen fast because guys, they get influenced by a lot. So it's tough. It's tougher now than it was back in the day.
Yeah, and I think what you said is you got to be able to get in their head and they got to be able to listen. Boxing is about trust between you and a fighter, between a trainer and a fighter. It's about trust. Whatever I tell you, you got to be willing to do at the drop of a dime. Like